What up, everybody? It's your host, Eric the Unit Norris of SLC Punkcast, and welcome to Live and Wired and Tales from the Pit. This is the segment of our show where we talk about shows that we have attended, and also we'll let you know about shows that are happening in and around your area, possibly. I'm going to be covering the shows that I have attended and the shows that, I will be covering the shows that obviously I've attended, but mainly I'll be telling you about the shows that are happening in the next, in the Salt Lake area and some of the surrounding cities. This is, of course, for all of you who are first-time viewers, because we've been doing this for a while now. so yeah, but we're going to leave that as it is. I do have a tale from the pit to show you, so yeah, it had to do with a lot of wrestling, a lot of metal, and some ska and skate punk. It was the Lucha Project Show. It was a show of the Lucha Project, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. So let's get into that one. This tale is called All Is Fair in Love and Wrestling. Now, when I saw this flyer, I read it with my deep, macho WrestleMania announcer voice. Prick again, SLC presents Ace's High Saloon Bar Brawl Beatdown, brought to you by our very own wrestling crew, the Lucha Project. Get ready to slam it down tonight with the Sultans of Psych Sludge. Jesus rides a rickshaw, the Cro-Magnon beat machine that is Wicked Temple, and the instructors of the Dance of Death, Atypical Heroes, and the Murderous Marauders, also known as Pirates of the Promised Land. Okay, that kind of hurt. And I feel like I needed a microphone for it, like an actual, megaphone even. But anyway, if you know those last two bands, Atypical Heroes and Pirates of the Promised Land, they're not exactly the first thing that comes to mind when you think about brutality. But still, like I said, all is fair in love and wrestling. Unfortunately, I got there when Pirates of the Promised Land were just finishing up, so I was only able to catch the last song of their set. Now, I was bummed about that, but not as bummed as I was knowing that I missed the Lucha Project's first act. I mean, Pirates, I've seen them a million times, and even just a bunch in just the last month. But Lucha Project doesn't do repeats. Oh well. I did get to see Act 2, but not before getting my skank on for some of SLC Ska's saving graces, the Atypical Heroes. They never fail to be an entertaining act. And even in their song 99%, which their lead singer Jesus preluded with an anti-government / free Palestine / fuck ICE tirade, it just sounds so fun and energetic. And I even made the comment to them referring to the meme on ska sounding like ska music sounds like what plays in a child's head when he gets extra mozzarella sticks. I made the comment, curb stomps and pizza rolls. And that got some chuckles. It was also their trumpeter's birthday that night. He even made a point to get off stage in the middle of a song and cozy up to a man sitting in one of the booths, stopping to play only to sing the lyrics with him. Now, on to the second act for the Luchadors. They didn't have a ring set up for this show, so the entire bar was their playground. But the entire bar was their ring, pretty much. But like that ever stopped them before. I mean, the head of the Lucha Project, Jagger, and his opponent, I forgot the name. I don't remember the name. They spent a good amount of time slamming each other all across the bar, like onto the ground and into the bar counter. jumping off of tables, getting each other into headlocks, and also just body slamming each other, even making their way to the back patio, and Jagger threw his opponent over the railing. Don't let the owners know about that. Anyway, amidst their cheers and jeers, the spectators blurted out such remarks like, teabag his ass, or eat his ass, or now kiss, which was especially funny when one of them got pinned. And they even got to chanting, twist his dick! Twist his dick! And a cinder block was involved in administering the final blow. It didn't break, but something did. What was also interesting is that they had Chris Dammert from, the singer for Pirates, as the referee. And he would be going nuts anytime he started the countdown and whoever was pinned down managed to squirm loose. He rolled on his back once and started violently twitching, like slamming his fists on the floor, and it was like watching a child throw a tantrum. It was funny. And now for the actual beatdown. After playing the intro music from their American Horror LP on the speakers, Wicked Temple came thundering through with their heaviest song, Everlasting Scars, just to ensure you that the beatdown had just begun. And they kept ramming through with a few more classics like Maniac, Candyman, and They Live. And the pits got pretty brutal. There was quite a bit of slam dancing and the circle pits and synchronized full body headbanging. Also, just a little thing here. I really loved how they designed their set list. Like how the set list itself. You can see it in this picture here. Like, set lists aren't anything too special. Just a piece of paper with your songs written on it, but they went a little extra with this one. It's nothing fancy. I've just never seen one where the band went the extra mile for it. It's pretty fun looking at all these, it looks like bloody bandage wraps all cut out to look like the letters here. Pretty brutal. It is pretty brutal. That's probably what a lot of bandages will look like after a beatdown like this. Yeah, you know what's coming. Anyway, so they played a hell of a set, and then Jesus Rides a Rickshaw came on to close out the night with their blend of synthy, spacey melodies over some chuggy drop D riffs. And they were okay. Okay, now look, I don't mean that. I don't mean that in the way that they performed horribly. They performed very well. Their guitarist, Ian Joseph, he was very energetic, and Mike Palmer's vocals were on point. Him going back to just doing the lead vocals and then handling the keyboards and then vocals again. He was on it. But they fell victim to being the closing band at a bar show. By that point, if you're in that position, most of the patrons have vacated the premises. Those still left are drunk or burnt out or both and are getting some last-minute shots in before last call. I've been there, And they also had the misfortune of following Wicked Temple's set, which, as I said, was fucking wild. After the bar is set that high, you'd better be able to match it if you're going on after, and Rickshaw simply did not. The people who stuck around to watch them, including me, were their wives or friends they invited personally. It happens. It happens. They've been doing this for 20 years. They know how it goes. We've all played to half-empty or even completely empty venues before with unresponsive crowds or an audience that consisted mainly of the other bands. And I was also expecting a third act from the Luchadors, but I guess they didn't have one scripted. And just as well, it was getting close to last call and hardly anyone was left. So I guess that's the result of a successful beatdown. No one has got the energy anymore. It was still worth it to see it all the way through to the end, it was kind of a lackluster ending, but you know what? Maybe sometimes that's what it needs to be. It just needs like a nice simmer down instead of just coming full stop or having like a brutal like send-off or anything like that. You know, it's maybe I'm just reading too much into it. It was a great local show. Every band on there was, they all did very well. They all performed very well. It's great seeing my friends perform and just having a great night and just being there with my friends and just shooting the shit with everybody. It was a cool hangout. It was a fun hang and just great music all around. So yeah, everything was awesome. Everything was awesome in this show. So that is my tale from the pit. You know, definitely not as lengthy as last week's episode, but come on, my venue is closing. You know, it has closed. It's not a thing anymore. So I kind of had to give a bit of a tribute, and I even missed some talking points. If you follow me on my socials, you know what I'm talking about. I didn't even touch on the baptisms and the skinheads getting cut into their respective crews, and also the Assie's foot set that infiltrated the sound check of one of the bands, the Vomit Chain. Oh God, and just the various parties that we had put on there, and yeah, there were so many memories. Maybe I'll have to do like a follow-up episode or just do my own little tribute for it. That might be nice. That could be pretty cool. But that's in the future. I'm just gonna put that on the back burner for because now I have a lot of shows to tell you guys about. I mean, the show is there's gonna be a lot. There is a lot happening. I mean, tomorrow tomorrow you're listening to this either by this point the shows have already happened or they are happening right now as we speak. So I mean, I'm not going to tell you about the shows that are on Friday. You probably already know that they were going on or have gone on or whatever, you know. But the show that I will definitely be at, this is one I will be talking about next week, is it's the one where my girlfriend, Kate LaDuce, is performing. That will be at Aces High. It's going to be with the bands Brent Lee and Cascadel. And not even eloquently, they so bluntly put it on their flyer that hey, we used to be known as Dead and Down. Just letting you guys know. Okay, thanks. All right. People will still show up, maybe. Yeah, whatever. That's where I'm going to be. That's where I'm going to be. You'll hear more about that next week. Now, as for this week, starting with the 4th, here's what we go. Here we go. There is the Horns This Way that is brought to you by Satan himself. Just this nice little metal thing that he's got going on over at Metro. It's going to include the bands Metalachi and Folk Hogan. Yeah, you're going to have some nice gypsy punk, gypsy metal, stuff like that. and Metalachi, well, I guess the name says it all. Like I said, that'll be a Metro. It's going to be $26, and it starts at 7 p.m. Meanwhile, up in Ogden, Vicky's B-Day Bash is going to be happening. That's, Vicky, that's the girl, that is the woman who films a lot of the band's sets up at Kamikazes, and she's dating Dana from Unseen Corners, or she's married to Dana from Unseen Corners. That'll be who is playing. One of them. One of the bands that is playing. I'm getting super tongue-tied here. Yeah, I think I had too much coffee. Anyway, Unseen Corners is one of the bands that'll be playing, along with Magda Vega and the band Fine Silence, and this will be their first show. First show up at Kamikazes. Not a bad venue for a debut show. Pretty awesome. Kamikazes is a great bar venue. I love it. I love it up there. That is just going to be $10, and it starts at 8 p.m. Happy birthday, Vicky. Fucking hope it's great. Hope it's awesome. Moving on, we go into the 5th. Orbit Culture and Of Sulfur and Atlas will be playing up at the Complex. That is $42 and starts at 7 p.m. And then Pitchfork, Total Serial, Sandpaper Bear Trap, and Gusano. Yeah, so you don't have to pain yourself with trying to read those. They're going to be playing at this address, 7740 West and 2820 South. So, yeah, just ask a punk, I guess, but you already have the address right there. So, yeah, go and show up there. It's pay what you can, just bring whatever money you can give, and you'll get in. It starts at 6 p.m. Meanwhile, I will be at this show, first for the matinee and then for the main event in the evening. I Hate God, Crowbar, Blast, and Hibernaut. I am excited as fuck for this show. I've seen I Hate God quite a few times. I've seen Crowbar only once. I have never seen Blast. I want to see them so damn bad. I'm going to bring a copy of my Blast Blood record and Queens of the Stone Age Songs for the Deaf, and Blood Clots Up in Arms. Why? Because I need Nick Oliveri to sign every one of those records. I know he didn't play on the Blood album. That was before he joined the band, and those are re-recordings of the masters that they had. So doesn't matter. He's in the band now. He's going to sign the record. I don't think he'll God, what is it? I don't think he'll refuse. So I'm excited for that show. The matinee will be starting at like 2 or 3 p.m., somewhere around there. It's if you haven't got your ticket yet, it's $35. And that's probably, I mean, the rest of the show is sold out. I mean, that whole show is sold out. So yeah, get what you can in there. Get in while you can. I will. The matinee is probably your only hope at this point. Or you may know somebody to get on the guest list. Or just sneak in. I don't know. Just carry someone's equipment. Whatever. That starts at 7 p.m. So be there. Moving on the 7th, Health is coming back to Utah with Carpenter Brut. And that is going to... God, who else are they playing that with? Desire. That's who else they're playing it with. Yeah, it is the Conflict Leather Tour. That's going to be up at the Union, 7 p.m., and it is $42. And then there's going to be the Girl in a Coma Tour with Skating Polly and Shecock playing around with them. Playing around with the Shecock. Bazing. Anyway, that's going to be over at Aces. $15 if you buy advance, $20 if you buy at the door, starting at 7 p.m. I, however, will be at another show. I will be seeing, well, are they not men? No, they are Devo. They are Devo. Yeah, that's going to feature, that is going to be a great that's going to be a great set. It's on their Mutate, Don't Stagnate tour. I don't know if there are any other opening acts, but that's going to be at the Complex. If you haven't bought your tickets yet, gonna be $84. Yeah, that's gonna be a hell of a time. That's gonna start at 7 p.m. I got my tickets. I'm ready. I am ready. I fucking love Devo. And I've seen him twice already. I need to see him again. That's just how it is. Okay, onward from there. On the 8th, Pitchfork, Puck, We Met Fate, and Ipsiety will be playing up at the Beehive. That is a $10 show. Starts at 7 p.m. And then, who do we have coming through again? Via the Beer City Skateboards and Records, we have DRI. Who am I? DRI. Oh, yeah, that's going to be a fun one. I've seen DRI many a time, and they are always a fucking great live act to see. So, and this is like I think it's their 4th time playing Aces. I think this will be their 4th time playing there. So get there while you can. It's going to be a party. They'll be playing with Death Wish, Clusterfucks, and Cerebros Destruidos. And yeah, again, Aces High, $20 if you buy in advance, 25 day of. Not a bad fucking deal, if I do say so myself. And that should be starting at 8 p.m. Going on from there, on the 9th, Pitchfork will be playing again. Yeah, going back-to-back shows. They'll be up at Ogden this time at Black Lung Society with Sunny Day Soap Opera, Sea-Doo, and Blind Temptress. That show will be $12, and it starts at 7 p.m. And then the... Oh, dear. I can't see. There we are. Then there's going to be the Fishbowl Show. Yes, that's what it's looking like. The Fishbowl Show. That will include the bands Blowfish, Prizefighter, Aztec Cigarettes, and Do Not Resuscitate. That's going to be at the Speakeasy. That is a $10 show. Starts at 7 p.m. And then on the 10th, oh boy, this one's going to get pretty, this one's pretty hefty. The 10th. Yeah, there's the band Trigon, Monstrology, and Chasm Lurk will be playing at Ace's High Saloon. It is $15 and it starts at 8 p.m. And then John Q. Public is coming to Salt Lake, and my band, The Apathetics, is playing with them alongside the Soakers and Willow, and that'll be our first time playing at the Pearl on Main down in Midvale. So that's going to be pretty cool. We're pretty excited to play that one. They're only giving us 20 minutes, a 20-minute time slot for our set, so we're like, oh, we're going to have to really condense this. I mean, we'll do it, but it's going to be tricky. We'll manage. Anyway, that's a $15 show if you buy right now. If you buy at the door, it's $20. Starts at 7 p.m. And then my boy Chris, his band Box Elder, is having their album release show. I'm so excited for them. So excited that Box Elder is doing very well. He's planning a litany of tours. He's going to be going out to the East Coast, and he's planning a West Coast one for the fall. So it's just awesome to see him in action. I really love Chris. I love his band. I think they're gonna do well. You're gonna go far, kid. I say kid like he's older than me. Anyway, that show is gonna include Fail to Follow, The Never Don'ts, and that's actually it. But that's gonna be at the Garf Art Funkel House or the Garf House. It's pay what you can, pay what you need, pay what they need. They're gonna be a great show. It's starting at 6:30 p.m. Then on the 11th, we got the Long Way Down fundraiser party with Goners UK, Power Beer, Hi-Fi Murder, and Pogo Sticks. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this will be Pogo Sticks' first show. Boy, I really got to make sure I get to that one because I really, really like the Pogo Sticks. And I love Goners, I love Power Beer, I love Hi-Fi. It's going to be a great fundraiser. It's to help the guys in Goners UK that had their gear stolen from their van, and these guys were nice enough to throw a benefit show for them to help cover the cost of the gear stolen. I mean, they're a punk rock band. They don't exactly have enough money to throw around to invest in a bunch of new high-tech gear, invest back into the gear that they lost. It's a fucking rat race out there. So fuck whoever stole them. So come down and help them out. It's a $10 donation we're asking for a minimum of $10. Not bad, but pay what you can, really. But just come and show support. Anyway, that starts at 7 p.m. And then Wild West Booking is putting on a show with Witness Chamber, Tarena, Peace of Mind, and Recidivist. What a fucking show that will be. That's going to be at the Fellowship Hall. It's going to start at 7 p.m. It's $20. And finally, to the 12th, finally, at long last, Jesus Christ, there's so many shows, is Something Missing. I certainly hope not. But this band Is Something Missing will be playing with Skullfuck, Bloody September, and Carrier. That'll be up at the Black Lung Society. It is a $12 show if you pay in cash. $15, however, if you pay in Venmo. You know, the little fees when you transfer money over, but that's a way of getting out of that. Anyway, that'll be starting at 7 p.m. And guys, those are all the shows that are coming up in the next week and a half. And my God, you guys are just, you're crazy if you can get to these shows. You really are. You really are. Anyway, that's all I got for today, guys. Well, actually, no, there is one thing that I have to say. You know how I end this, I end these shows with my little closing salvo. I hope that you can, I hope that you have a safe time over at these shows. I hope that you stay safe. I hope that you have fun. I hope that you return unscathed. But if you don't, at least you'll have a cool story to go along with it. Well, that did unfortunately happen to somebody just this last week. She did not return unscathed, and it's not exactly a cool story because this wasn't like getting accidentally hit in the pit. No, this was an assault. This was an assault. And I'm just going to put it right here. It was a show. Yeah, it was a show last, I think it was Thursday or Friday. It was a show that the band Mummy was playing at. And it happened during Mummy's set that this person, this Auntie, what's her last name? I'm skipping on the name, unfortunately. But yeah, this person, Auntie, she is a transgender woman, and she was at this show, and then people started they do the thing that, they do the crowd killing, and it's kind of expected, if you're at a hardcore show and people start doing those crazy pits and those, the karate pits, the people come in with the crowd killing and shit like that. If you get hit in the face, I mean, it happens. It does happen. I've gotten hit in the pit a few times. I got a lip busted open at one. Sometimes it's just you're a victim of circumstance. You're in the wrong place, the wrong time. You just knew the risk going in, and boom, now you're paying for it. But this wasn't like that. This person got assaulted. According to her testimony, she was taken down to the ground and just started getting stomped on. And nobody really came in to assist or to stop what was going on. I mean, and the band Mummy fell under fire because they didn't stop their set. And nobody came to intervene. And now this person, Auntie, she now has to undergo surgery, for, facial reconstruction surgery pretty much, because they broke a lot of bones. Fractured her face. They fucked up her face. And this accordingly was unprovoked. And I believe it. And because this woman is transgender, it now stands to reason that this was targeted. That this was an assault, that this was that this was provoked from the basis of transphobia. I wasn't there. I wasn't witness to this. I don't know this Auntie person pretty well. It's come to, and the information has come to me that the people who did this have a history of causing of jumping people and beating on people from when they go to shows. I guess one of the guy, Jacob Gomez, he himself has a bit of a record. And then the other guy's just wailing on him. One Derek Rise, he was apparently the one stomping on her face. And it's just really disheartening. It's just really disheartening to hear this. I remember I was talking to my friend about this. The true colors of people starting to show. These people who I once called friends. And it's a real bummer for everyone involved. I fucking can't stand people in general who jump others unprovoked. I've been jumped. It fucking sucks. It's just stupid. I honestly hope that this is a wake-up call for the whole scene, because this is the type of shit that fragmented the hardcore scene in the 90s and the 2000s. It was gang mentality. It seems like it's happening all over again. And I hope that Jaws, who booked this show and promoted it, she's been staying relatively silent the past few days, not addressing anything about this show. And I'm thinking, well, this doesn't look good on you. I know you didn't, I can imagine that she's having a hell of a time processing that the people she called friends have shown their true colors, but it happened under her watch at a show she booked and promoted. And if she doesn't say anything, that'll destabilize everything she's built. Because if something happens at a show that you promoted and you don't address it, you don't come forward, you don't say anything about it, that doesn't look good on you. People are going to start to wonder that you're consorting with the, for lack of a better term, with the enemy. So I'm, and yeah, it's, I'm not saying that you started the fire, but you didn't exactly do anything to extinguish it. And your silence is certainly not helping matters. I mean, even Mummy, they came out and said, yeah, we're really sorry that this happened. We didn't really know what was going on. We thought it was like regular, hardcore beat 'em up pits. That's a weird thing to say, that it's regular, but if you go to hardcore shows, you know what's up. You know what's up. But they admitted, yeah, we should have stepped in and helped. We should have stopped what we were doing. We should have just been more conscientious about what was going on. So they did a whole apology post about that, and they said, we do not condone any of this, especially toward marginalized individuals, gay, queer, trans, non-binary, all of those people who fall under that rainbow spectrum. You know what I mean? It's not the fact that they came forward, they said, this is fucked up. We really wish that it didn't happen. We wish we could have done something to stop it. Here's a GoFundMe for the victim who needs all this money to do, to go under surgery for the injury she sustained. And yeah, we're not going to be doing any more shows booked by Jaws because now we don't trust the crowd that these people are bringing in. And the band Misbegotten, after the accusers, after the people who assaulted her were outed, turns out they're in a band called Misbegotten, and those guys have been outed. And then Misbegotten gave a little, they gave their own little post that said, we do not condone this violence. This is news to us that it's happening. I'm going, well, maybe it was the one person in the band who wasn't there, but we're not going to be a band anymore. And I go, okay, so what? You're insisting on your innocence and you're breaking up? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that's yet to be uncovered here. I was not witness to any of these events. I do not know very well the people who are involved. But the fact that it happened is it's just inexcusable. Because, this isn't just people fighting. This isn't a fight. This isn't the fisticuffs. This isn't bully, Queensberry rules type shit. No, this isn't a fight. This was a fucking attack. It's fucked up. It's fucked up that shit like this happens. Can we all just get along? I like to think that there are people who are also against this whole idea. So beat 'em up pitch shit. I never liked it. I never liked that. Even before I had my head injury, I steer clear of those pits because it's so fucked up. But anyway, that's I'm just going to keep on rambling here. I said what I needed to say. And yeah, suffice it to say, I'm not going to be advertising any shows put on by Jaws Presents because I don't trust what's going on unless she comes forward and addresses what happened again under her watch. I won't be promoting any shows that she's booking, or promoting or advertising any shows she's booking, because I can't in good conscience do that. So yeah, that's me. That's it for me, guys. That's it for me. That's my tale from the pit, and other people's tales from the pit, which unfortunately didn't end very well. But hopefully we can be Hopefully justice can be served. I'll just say that. Anyway, guys, once again, I am Eric the Unit Norris of SLC Punkcast, live and wired, Tales from the Pit. I know it's kind of a loaded one. Tonight, but some things needed to be addressed. They cannot go uncovered. So yeah, guys, thank you for listening. I will talk to you again next week. I'll have some other Tales from the Pit to tell you, and yeah, Dustin, it's all you now. Take it away.
Thank you, Eric. I didn't have a ton of time this week, but we'll get this wrapped up. I'm going to have a few flyers play us out through the end. You get a little view of them. We got casualties and grade 2 circle jerks shows, a couple flyers, and I'm just going to let them carry us out because I didn't really have a lot of other time. We'll get to maybe more coming in the following weeks, but thank you for tuning in this week to Live and Wired and Eric's Tales from the Pit, and we will catch you on the next one.